So today's theme is going to be called This Woman. All right. Are you this woman? This woman is no joke. She knows her worth and her value. Verse 10 says, "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. She is a rare ruby. She does exist, and you are that woman. She simply must be found, and she isn't looking for a husband. She must be found out. She is among thousands, but when it's her time, it's her time. She is not an average or common woman. She is not easily discovered. She must be pursued, and that is the man's job to pursue her. She is a capable woman. She is not like the woman of the night who will pursue a man. She is not like a predator. She doesn't thrust herself into a man's face. She isn't blowing his phone up at all times of the night. She is patiently waiting to be discovered. What many women will do, she refuses to do because she knows her worth, she knows her value, and she celebrates her differences. She is aware of her differences. She will not lower her standards. She is accessible, but not unavoidable. She is not an easy woman. Boaz had to return for Ruth. David sent for Abigail. The king had to choose Esther. To our single sisters, you let him pursue you, and when it's your time, it will come. In the meantime, get your house in order. Get yourself in order spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and financially. So when your husband does find you, you are an asset to him and not a burden. You know how to build him up because you have spent time with the Lord and you know who you are. What many women will say, she refuses to say. Her words are sweet as a honeycomb. Many claim that this woman doesn't exist. She does exist, but she must be found out. There are many true, pure, and godly Proverbs 31 women on this Zoom session this morning. It is a rare man who is capable of discerning her. To my single sisters, you want a rare and godly man as your husband. This woman cannot be bought. Money and possessions are not enough to attract her. You know, that meal, that little jewelry, the clothing, she cannot be bought. It's normal to desire security, but a man's financial status isn't an essential factor to a woman preparing for marriage. Does he know how to treat a woman? Watch how he treats his mother. What's important is, does he love God and whether he will work or not? There are some men who will not work on a pie train or to save their lives. But as long as the two of you are working together to build together, you should have each other's back. This woman is financially competent and comfortable with money. She is confident if funds are low. She is confident if they are high. She knows how to handle her finances. She produces for her husband and is a helpmeet with the money he gives her. She produces what his money fails to produce. She is more valuable to her man than his money. She benefits her husband consistently in ways his business cannot satisfy him. This is a secret of her magnetism. This keeps her man pursuing her. This is what makes him come home on time. After working on a burdensome job, the workload and his schedule can be overwhelming at times, but she is his world. In her presence, he is proud and bold about his baby, his good thing that he found. Verse 11, the heart of her husband does safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will enrich his life. Every man trusts his woman. Every man should be able to trust his woman. If he doesn't trust you, that's a problem. Perhaps he has had trust issues in the past with other relationships, and he views you through that lens. Or maybe you have not shown yourself to be trustworthy. This woman's husband trusts her safely. He doesn't have to second guess giving her the finances because she knows how to take care of business. This woman's husband will trust her with his weaknesses. She will not throw them back in his face. He trusts her with his money, his secrets, and his memories. Some memories and experiences were not so good, but he trusts her. He trusts her with his fears. He trusts her faithfully, sexually, around his friends and in his absence. He is safe with her and will not be hurt by her, this woman. Verse 12, she will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She does not do it just out of pure love, but it's because he loves her. She is not a burden to him. She does not nag him. She doesn't push him away. She doesn't create trouble for him. And she isn't a distraction, but adds to him. She will not slow him down. She cheers him on as he conquers what is before him. She will not stifle the greatness within him. She will not discourage his dream. She will not be an embarrassment to him. She is a protector. She is a multiplier, and she knows how to take a lot and make a lot out of a little. She will add to him and do him good. We are talking about this woman on today. Her husband does not have to be cautious around her or overly careful about what he says in her presence. She will not use his words against him. She is not a manipulator. She will not cut him down with her words, but will speak life unto him. She is his biggest cheerleader. That's my husband. That's my baby. That's my man. Most women have a dangerous side to them if they are pushed. Have you ever been pushed before? This woman will not misinterpret him, does not distort what he says, and she is not dangerous because she will do him good all the days of her life and not evil. Verse 13, she seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly with her hands. This woman loves to work, and she seeks out what is needed. She is a businesswoman, this woman. She invests her money wisely. She understands her money and seeks ways to increase it as she earns it. No one can multitask like this woman. You can be doing 6 things at one time and do them well. She works willingly, and that makes her unforgettable. If you don't enjoy your job, maybe that is not the job for you, but there is one out there for you. Or better yet, maybe you just have to create your own job, your own business. This woman is wise. She was created to produce. You were created to produce, not just children, but produce with your hands. Increasing comes naturally to her, and it is unnatural not to do something. She doesn't whine on the job. She doesn't express that she has to work or she wants to quit. She looks for ways to better herself in business. She takes classes. She goes to school. She is learning always. She is increasing and producing. If it's not working, maybe it's time for a change. Go back to the foundation and rework it, because you love to create and produce and work willingly with your hands. Verse 14, she is like the merchant ships. She bringeth her food from afar. In ancient days, ships brought in a variety of spices, and it satisfied one of mankind's greatest need for change. Our palate can get tired of eating the same things, and you want something different, right? She understands the need for variety and to change it up. She creates different meals for her family. When she is tired of eating that chicken and ground beef, the same old, week after week, she gets creative and makes something new. When was the last time you cooked something new? Go online and get a new recipe and whip that on up. She recognizes that sameness destroys spontaneity in her home and in her marriage. Changes matter to her too, and variety excites her. Most marriages experience a rut in some part of the relationship. Even lovemaking can become boring, and it's up to her, it's up to you to change it up. The sameness of the words and the same restaurants can paralyze you. But this woman, she gonna change it up. She knows the needs of her man can often change in a single second, and she moves to change it up. She's ready. She is flexible as the ships move from port to port. You will not find her wearing the same nightgown every night with the same missing button and the torn pocket. She knows how to use the spices in the kitchen, and she knows how to spice it up in the bedroom. God loves diversity, and so does your husband. Verse 15, she rises also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household and a portion to her maidens. She is responsive to the needs of others. She arises early to cook breakfast. She doesn't mind it at all. She's not waiting to be served because she is up moving and producing. She serves her family in a way as well as others. She plans out her day with a purpose in mind. Her purpose is to care for those that God has given her. She doesn't sit around wasting time, because time is important. Time is valuable, and time matters. It's precious. She has focus. She has a plan. She gets results, and she is very sensitive about mastering her day and being productive. Because she is an early riser, she takes care of herself by going to bed early as well. She is a problem solver and not a problem. She notices the needs of others. She moves, contributes, cooperates, understands schedules. She is flexible. She adapts and accommodates. She isn't whining and griping or yelling, because she's being considerate of others. Verse 16, she considereth a field and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hand, she planted a vineyard. She goes out and buys what is needed with the money she has worked for, with the money that her husband has given her. She goes out and shops wisely. She produces with her hands. I may not have a vineyard or a garden, but I am producing with my hands. She is comfortable and competent in the business world. Whatever area of business she is in, she understands the language and how to get things done. Queen Esther was trained in the rules and protocol and well-versed in the policies and procedures. Ruth was comfortable in the fields of Boaz. She got involved with his business before she got involved with him. She understood his business before she understood him. Abigail understood Nabal's business. That's why she could feed several hundred men in a single day without advised week notices. Jesus. These were some wise women. This woman is interested in her husband's business. She asks questions. In understanding what he does, you will learn why he is exhausted and emptied at the end of the day. She is not impulsive. She considers a field. She doesn't make quick decisions. Her decisions create long-term gain and not short-term pleasures. She is cautious in her decision making. Verse 17, she girdeth her loins with strength and strengtheneth her arms. She is energetic, strong, and a hard worker. Many women want to look healthy, but not put in the work. We can think about it all day long, but nothing will happen until we start moving physically, that is. This type of woman does whatever it takes to strengthen her life and her body to stay healthy. Exercise matters to her. Food choices are important to her. That's why she stays cheerful. One famed doctor says, I have yet to treat anyone for depression who was physically fit. We all have fallen in love with the food of this world. Jesus. But this woman, she takes her health wisely. She's considerate about her health and her body. Verse 18, she perceiveth that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by night. She does not require constant reassurance of her self-worth. She does not compare herself to anyone. She doesn't require men to be insistent cheerleaders in her life. Her husband is not always needed to hold her hand and to speak effusive compliments, even though he praises her. When he says you did that thing, baby, you put your foot in that, and I have to give you your props. He is praising you. She walks in total peace. She exudes excellence. She puts quality in her work, and her work puts quality back into her. She makes sure her dealings are profitable. She willingly invests extra time in the things that really matter. Her candle goeth not out by night. While others are sleeping, she is up working. Great things require time, extra time for planning and learning. Great things rarely come easily, but once achieved, it will be worth it all your efforts. Verse 19, she layeth her hands to the spindle and her hands hold the staff. She knows the tools necessary to complete her task, has a willingness to purchase it and the determination to use it. Her tools are important to her. She does not cut corners on quality. She invests in quality equipment and uses it. She is a focused woman, and in the flow of her gifts and talents, her hands are busy working, producing, and creating. This woman, verse 20, she stretches out her hand to the pure. Yea, she reaches forth her hands to the needy. She reacts to the pain of others. She is observant, compassionate. She feels. She has not withdrawn from the flow of life around her. She has not shielded herself from damaged people. She has reached out to them. She is involved. She is confident that her love and compassion can make a difference in their life. She wants to be a solution to their problem. Many women focus on having their needs met, but not this woman. Some women want servants, but she wants to serve. She willingly associates with those less fortunate. She is emotionally secure. She is not contemptuous of the poor. She has a servant's heart, and that's why she knows what others are feeling around her. In some magazines or on social media, there are stories about women, social climbers, climbing the corporate ladder, getting perks from their bosses, having the wrong motives, or dealing with sexual harassment. You won't find many who address how to serve, how to heal, or how to restore the broken, because it's all about them, but not this woman. Verse 21, she is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. Her children have what they need as the seasons change. She anticipates change. Life is a collection of surprises. One single event can throw an entire year into disarray. 1 hour can drastically affect our lives. This woman is undisturbed by these changes. Even the weather and the course, there is more to this scripture than snow. She prepares for new seasons in her life. She thinks ahead, and she doesn't wait for her husband's involvement. Not that she isn't in constant communication with him about what she is doing. She doesn't have secrets. She is moving and producing. She doesn't sit idly waiting for her children to have problems. She sees problems before they arise. She lives prepared for whatever season comes in and whatever season goes out. She anticipates change. Verse 22, she maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. She sews and makes her own clothes. She invests in her appearance. This is quite interesting in that she covers herself. That makes her rare indeed. Some women are afraid that their intelligence will go undiscovered, their sincerity undetected, their integrity undiscerned. So they package their body to create a relationship, but not this woman. The Proverbs 7 woman, the harlot, dresses to ignite lust. This woman dresses to ignite love. The Proverbs 7 harlot stimulates pursuit, and this woman inspires protection. You are a walking message system, and your clothing telegraphs that message. When Naomi was mentoring Ruth, she told her to wash her hair, change clothes, and package herself to make herself desirable for a man she desired. If you want to be desired, you must make yourself desirable, but not in a lustful way. A good appearance does just not happen. A good appearance is not an accident. And it's not always easy or not convenient or inexpensive, right, ladies? Can we agree with the hair that we add to our hair? It is time consuming. It requires an investment of time and money, yet it is a part of her mystery. It is one of the secrets of satisfying and stimulating the uncommon man. She knows how to get and keep his attention, this woman. Verse 23, her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land. She protects the focus of her husband. Esther chose to honor the focus of the king, even though her life was at stake. Ruth did not give an ultimatum to Boaz about marriage. He made the decision himself. Abigail did not trouble Nabal about her conversation with David until after the crisis. Some women rarely celebrate or even notice their husband's focus at a given time. They want to talk about shopping, when the Super Bowl is on. They want to discuss the children when he just had a major crisis on his job. Timing is everything for this woman. She helps her man to keep his focus. You see, her husband is respected. He is accepted, celebrated, treasured, and his wisdom is recognized by others. She participates in his greatness, removes his distractions, adapts to his schedule, and she protects his focus. Verse 24, she maketh it fine linen and selleth it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchant. She makes her product. She sells her product. She delivers her product, and she completes what she starts. She has the spirit of a finisher. What did God tell you to do, woman? Have you finished it yet? Have you even gotten started on what God has given you to do? What talents have you not used to produce with yet? Champions finish. Jesus cried out, "It is finished." Will this woman on this Zoom on this day be able to say, "It is finished. I did what you told me to do, God"? Great people are follow-through people. Some women begin projects, but this woman, she finishes the projects. Luke 9:62, Jesus said, "No man, having put his hand to the plow and looking back, is fit for the kingdom." We are kingdom women, and God has given each and every one of us a job and an assignment to do. Will you have the finisher's spirit? There is no time for stalling out. There is no time for making excuses, Jesus, because you have work to do. This woman will not start a project unless she is committed to its completion. Now is the time to resurrect that thing that God has put in your hands, and don't let it go until it is finished. Verse 25, strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. She is clothed in strength, confidence, dignity, and honor. She has inner strength, and you will not see her worried, not worried at all, because she is a daughter of the King. She knows who holds her future. As she gives honor, she sows honor. She is strong and secure. She rejoices because she has a great future ahead of her. She has a vision. She has a purpose and is joy-filled about her future. The destiny of her family is set, and she walks it out because she knows the seasons change, but in time, she shall rejoice in time to come. In time, you shall rejoice in time to come, regardless to what it looks like, regardless of what lies the enemy has planted in your mind, you shall rejoice in time to come. Verse 26, she openeth her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. She only discusses what she knows. It is normal to open your mouth. It is abnormal to open it with wisdom. Everybody has an opinion. Few articulate it clearly. When this woman speaks, it pays to pay attention. She is decided, so she is decisive. She is persuaded, so she persuades. She is convinced, so she convinces. She is motivated, so she motivates. She is energized, so she energizes. She is informed, so she informs others. When she has the facts, that's when she speaks, because she opens her mouth with wisdom. Love and kindness, she is consistently kind. Many women are skilled in public. She is spontaneous, sparkling in personalities, can summon a quick smile and appearance of a warmth at a moment's notice. This woman does not change her personality to manipulate a situation. From her mouth, kindness flows, and her words never destroy. Her words never tear down. Her words never paralyze. Her words are life. They bring hope. Her words restore, heal. And men, because that is what is on her heart, it flows from her tongue. It's okay to say, I don't know, or I don't have an opinion in the matter, because I want to speak wisdom and kindness when I speak. Verse 27, she looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. She doesn't let laziness creep in, and she is on guard. She continually evaluates the behavior of her household. She is not easily deceived. She is not a pushover. She doesn't bury her head in the sand. She knows her turf. She dominates her world, her home, not usurping authority over the headship. She has decided the productivity of her home. She knows her children's homework. She knows the subjects most difficult for her children in school. She knows her children's friends. She examines, she asks questions. She observes, she pursues information. She is a hands-on woman. She's in the children's room searching, looking under mattresses, looking in drawers, finding out what's going on. She's looking at the phone. She's monitoring that computer. This woman knows what's going on in her home. This woman knows what's going on in her temple as well. She knows what issues she has going on in her soul. She's not hiding her head in the sand, but she's dealing with those issues. She's bringing them to the forefront, and she is confronting them. Why? Because she is this woman. She will not let those issues and those strongholds tear her house down. She searches, she ponders carefully to what her daughter says on the phone, her son says on the phone to their friends. She is committed to the success of her family. She knows their problems. This woman sets the tone in her home. This woman, you are that woman. Verse 28. Her children arise up and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praiseth her. Her children enjoy being in her presence. They respect, love her, really enjoy spending time with her, and they call her blessed. This reveals much about her philosophy of correction and discipline. She is not a screamer. She does not lose control. She does not explode with uncontrollable anger. She understands discipline, and a spanking is not always warranted, but a heart-to-heart talk. Her seeds of kindness have produced her desired harvest. What are you sowing into your home? What are you sowing into your children? What are you sowing into your family? Her family proudly and boldly praises her. If not, woman, this woman, take a look at your temple. Proverbs 27:2 says, let another man praise thee, and not thy own mouth, a stranger, and not her own lips. In verse 28, her children and her husband praise her. A quiet confidence is magnetic to men. Desperation distracts. It shows that you are needy. When you have to continually brag on yourself, it shows that you are streaming for attention. Any woman, any worthy man will discern those who have helped create his success. This woman is honored, loved, and valued by the man whose life she has enhanced. Verse 29, many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. She exhibits a moral excellence, righteousness, decent, honest, ethical. She has integrity, a woman of her word. Her character doesn't come into question. She is chaste and she keeps herself. She has done well with the strength of character that is steadfast in goodness, and she excels in whatever she puts her hand to. She not only excels, but it comes naturally to her what she puts her hands to. She surpasses everyone. She excels them all. She does not compete with anyone but herself. What are you good at, woman? Excel in it, whatever it is. Determine today, I will be better today than I was yesterday. That is your competition, woman. Verse 30, favor is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. This woman does not move in deceit to get an advantage over others. We know that daily our beauty is failing and it's vain. We age gracefully as this woman. That's why we have to work on our outward appearance, because it will not last. This woman balances out by working on her heart. Jesus, her heart exudes the love and the compassion and kindness of her Father. This woman fears the Lord. This is why she hates evil. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil. Pride and arrogancy and the evil way in the froward mouth. Proverbs 8:13. Alcohol is deadly, so you will not find it in her glass. Cigarettes are cancerous, so you will not find it in her mouth. Drugs are destructive, so you will not find them in her purse. Cursing is blasphemous, so you will not find it on her lips. Gambling bankrupts, so do not look for her in the casino. Ungodly companions pollute, so do not look for her in their company. She separates herself from the world by being a blessing to those she comes into contact with. She lets her light shine so that men can see her good works and glorify her Father which is in heaven. She fears the Lord and isn't concerned about what the status quo is. She loathes and despises anything unlike her God. Verse 31, give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates. She will receive a reward from works of her own hands. If you are working and creating and building, if you are not working, creating, and building with your hands, don't expect to receive and reward. Your work, your influence will praise you. What are you known for, woman of God? Whatever it is, it will praise you. You don't have to say a word because you are this woman, and your works, your lifestyle, your character, your integrity, your love, your grace, your worth, your style, your gifts, your talents, your strength, your compassion, all of your prayers, all of your tears, your speech, your kindness, your skill, your children, your husband, your virtue, your confidence, your security will all exude from your essence because you are this woman. God will honor you and bestow favor upon you because he trusts you. He can trust you. You are such a bad woman, and not in a bad way. You are God's woman. What has he put in your hand? You are a precious and a valuable woman. Hallelujah. Woman of God, mighty woman of God, warrior of God. Jesus, you are this woman. My sisters, we have not arrived, but we are striving every day to become this woman, the Proverbs 31 woman. That is our charge on today. Whenever you need a pick me up, go to Proverbs 31 woman and see where you are in that. Where are you at, my sister? The Proverbs 31 woman, the woman of such value and worth. Now, I am sure you have found yourself somewhere in this scripture on this morning, on today. I know I have, Jesus. This is what I'm comparing myself to, the Proverbs 31 woman. And I got some work to do. I don't know about you, my sisters. I got some work to do. I got some work to do.